Everyone, it is Coach Rob DeBoer here again with Dustin Schaefer. And we are covering the top 10 objections to drinking ketones from the health, fitness, nutrition industry. I like to call them the Instagram gurus, you know, all those people that know it all like Dustin and I used to think we did.
Right.
Look, we're having fun with this. Like, I remember as a kid, I'm aging myself, you know, David Letterman made the top 10 list. Kind of famous. Now every talk show host has a famous top 10 list. So we're going to have some fun with it. The top 10 objections from the health, fitness, nutrition industry to simply drinking ketones. Today, drum roll, number 9, I don't want to follow or promote a high-fat keto diet. And I'll kick this off, Dustin, but I also want to say this. I want people to comment if you have questions, thoughts, concerns, whatever, and then Dustin might have a couple of calls to action at the moment or at the end. But Dustin, you know, I think coming from someone who doesn't really follow a keto diet, I don't follow a high-fat keto diet. One of the things I love that Prove It did, Prove It being the category king. I mean, it's the largest keto-based education community in the world, has been kind of the leader of exogenous ketone technology, licenses to multiple patents, and we've sold, I don't know, a lot of the product. And I love the retention of the customer base because that tells us, hey, we're educating people. People are seeing the application. And one of the things they did that I thought was really smart was they said, hey, we want to make this about a drink, not a diet.
Right.
So we don't take this dogmatic view. Hey, you know, if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, or if you're going to eat carbs, you know, keto's not for you. Just the opposite. This is for everyone. So the short answer, and then I'm going to throw it to you, Dustin, I don't want to follow or promote a high-fat keto diet. I can see so many trainers like myself maybe saying that, even up front. And the short answer is you don't. You don't have to promote a high-fat keto diet. The only diet that works for Dustin Schaefer is the one he'll do. And it's going to look different than the one his wife April will do. So, Dustin, I think that's oftentimes a misunderstanding, misconception, maybe even misinformation out in the marketplace when it comes to, yeah, I'm just not a keto guy. I hear that all the time. Yeah, I don't do keto. So create some context for us and why this objection is unfounded in the industry.
Yeah, you know, and I use this word not lightly, but there's an ignorance. I mean, anytime you're ignorant to something, you just don't understand what it is, right?
Yep.
And so once you understand, then it changes. And we're in this place where the world's changing and starting to finally accept, wow, this drinking ketones is not about a diet. It's about Rob, the reason this was ever invented was in lieu of the diet. Like literally NASA, Department of Defense, the reason they even looked into this is they didn't want to follow a ketogenic diet. They wanted ketones as a superior fuel source. So, but I use this as an analogy if you're in the health and fitness space, is that creatine's been around. We talked about a little bit last time. Creatine's been around for 30 years nearly, a little over. And so we know that if you use creatine and you're older, there's a huge cognitive benefit. There's a huge muscle benefit for the aging population, but they don't exercise. For many years, people will be like, I don't want to use creatine because I don't work out, right? That was just a conception that we had because we always assumed that that's what it meant. But even though I want my mom using creatine, even in her 70s, because of the long-term benefits that it can do for her, right? So I think this is where we're at with, and protein shakes the same thing. For a long time, protein shake was just a fitness thing, and now it's a thing for people. And so I think it's just a level of education. It's about superior fuel. That's what this is about. And so when people, if a trainer goes or a coach or a professional goes, if I can give my clients a superior energy fuel that helps them improve the life of their body, I can teach them a lifestyle that's more sustainable to them. And I think that's what we got to get the health professionals really on board with, is that we're creating an environment for them to be better, and then they can do those other things more effectively.
I love that answer. And, you know, in a short, toned down version, ketones create compliance. Write that down. Ketones create compliance. And I want you to think about that. Mood and mindset. I'm in a better mood mindset. I make better decisions. If we can help control appetite and cravings as a trainer, as a coach, someone in the nutrition industry, and create better compliance to what we're recommending for real food nutrition. If we can encourage and fuel someone to have better energy and endurance, hey, they might make an extra workout, or they might walk a little bit more. They might put in a few more steps. And then lastly, this is something that's near and dear to me because I'm 52. You know, I'm not getting any younger. The number one benefit of drinking ketones, which has nothing to do with the keto diet, is muscle preservation protection. You know, Dustin, this isn't a physical feeling, so it almost sounds like a roundabout sales pitch. I don't know
Right.
what it feels like to preserve muscle. Now, over time, I know what it looks like because I stay strong in the gym, right? But it's a timing thing. Like, you don't lose weight your first week in the gym. You lose weight from continual use. And I love the idea of ketones separate from the diet. Doesn't mean the diet's bad. In fact, I would argue perhaps one of the most metabolically beneficial diets would be a well-formulated ketogenic diet. Let me emphasize well-formulated, but it's not the diet I'll do. And so I just think if I'm a health fitness professional, if you can give me a tool that creates greater compliance for my customer, for my client, for my program, for my group fitness girls, whatever it is, to attend more workouts, to be more regular, to get better sleep, to have increased recovery, to make better decisions when they're fueling their body, I'm all in. Tell me more.
100%. And, you know, something I always, you know, I've had to learn the hard way is that I was a keto diet teacher. That's what I used to teach. But ironically, I had to do the ketogenic diet. I don't follow that anymore. I follow a hybrid diet that I can sustain and I enjoy, and I get to enjoy my life. And as a trainer, I used to, you know, my clients would come in feeling guilty. They'd feel like they failed. The emotional stress, it was, and I was kind of mean. I didn't have kids then. I didn't have an international business then. And I'm like, I don't even know how I could have followed my own advice back then.
Yep.
Like the advice now to now. And so having tools like this are really huge. And so I would just encourage, if you're in the industry right now and you're like, okay, this is not the ketogenic diet, let's just take that and put it away. You know, I have probably 4,000 or 5,000 vegans I work with that love what we're doing. But fortunately, I caught them early enough to say, listen, I don't want you to go down that road. Let's just see if we can take your current diet and make it better, fuel your body in a superior manner. And you mentioned something, is muscle preservation is huge. And I always say there's two things that you don't ever want to lose. And that's your brain and your muscle. You want to keep those two things. And that's what ketones are all about, elevating those two things. And so no matter, independent of any diet you choose, now you can amplify it with physical activity, with mental activity, and you can amplify it with nutritional, improvements, let's say. And that's what we're encouraging with Prove It, is that we're not telling you any diet. We're telling you be better and feel better. And that's what we want to help people do.
Awesome. I love it. Y'all, that was number 9. We've already tackled number 10, number 9. Later this week, Dustin, maybe you can share when we're going to go through number 8. But we would like for you all to share this. I think we want to get this. We want to make this information viral. You know, we will periodically share opinions, but we're just sharing the facts, right? We'll tell you when it's an opinion, but these are just the facts of what we have and what works. And I love how you kind of kindly said, you know, there's a sense of ignorance. Our goal is to just knock down that wall or knock down that barrier and line ourselves and say, hey, you have questions, so did we. Let's get them answered. You know, one of my favorite authors, I'm actually reading this book right now, Switch on Your Brain, Dr. Caroline Leaf. She has this concept of ask, answer, and discuss. We're not saying we know it all. We're just saying we've seen some significant life-changing experiences over the last 8 years, making this drink, not necessarily a diet, part of someone's everyday routine. So, Dustin, I thank you so much for tuning in. I'll give you the last word and some action steps, and we'll see everybody else next time for number 8, top of the top 10 objections.
Stay tuned. If you do us a huge favor, if you're on our pages, either mine or Coach DeBoer's, you know, when we have an event up, register for the event. You'll get updates and stuff like that, and it really helps you get notified when we're going to go live. And the other thing is to share this out. Like the fitness industry and the health industry, they have these big hearts, but they tend to get in their own way. We were there for many years, and we just have finally kind of been liberated from that. And we're very much open to have discussions about things that we may not know about, but we're passionate about, or things that we know a lot about that we want to provide a better insight on. And so feel free to share it around the world with us, because we're just going to impact more lives. 2023 is a way to bring us together, of elevating education and awareness that people can live better without being perfect, whatever that means. So thank you all. Coach DeBoer, we'll see you next time. Cheers, y'all.
See you, buddy. Thanks so much.